Hello everyone, happy Monday. This is Pam, your Long Beach Yogini. Today I want to do just a really quick flow for you. This is a sequence that you can do during your lunch break. Sometimes we just need to take a break and we can't physically get to a yoga studio, or we're just not able to get to the gym, during our lunch break. So this is a way for you to kind of do like a midday reset. Help you for the remainder of your day to refocus, maybe to spark your creativity, maybe to help you to just alleviate a little bit of stress. So we're going to jump right into it. We're going to go into into tabletop. Make sure shoulders are over wrists, knees are directly below the hips. We're going to drop that belly down and we're going to lift our tailbone, take the gaze upward, and then as we exhale, we're going to push into the mat, draw the chin to the chest. Do a few of these, getting deeper with each move. Maybe lifting the tailbone a little bit higher, maybe drawing that tailbone down just a little bit lower. And make sure you connect up that breath. Be aware of the breath. This may be the first time during your day that you're even being aware of your breathing. Make this kind of like a moving meditation. Come back to your tabletop position, curl those toes and lift those knees. Come into our downward facing dog. Now, if you've been sitting all day like me, do a little dog walking. And take that gaze to the top of your space and walk up to the top of your mat. Lift those hands up high, reach those palms together and draw those hands to heart. Let's do that again. Inhale. Nice deep breath. Exhale, draw it down. Last one. Inhale, really open up. Exhale, draw those hands to heart. Bring those hands back together and let's come into a forward fold. Now we're gonna bring the feet out a little bit wider than our hips. We're gonna get nice deep bend in the knees, grab opposite elbows. Draw the top of your head down towards your mat and just start to sway. Breathe and sway. Maybe take a moment to shake your head yes and shake your head no. It's a good time to release those kinks. Come back to stillness and heel to those feet underneath your hips. Take an inhale breath and come up to halfway. Stretch that neck out, draw those shoulders down and come to forward fold. Walk back into plank. Keep those elbows nice and close to the body and lower the body down with control. Take an inhale breath, either baby cobra or maybe fully lengthen the arms, maybe lift the thighs off of the mat. Come back to downward facing dog. Let's do that one more time. Walk up to the top of your mat. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lift open. Exhale, hands to the mat. Walk, step, or jump back into plank. Lower down, lift up, and downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Your body should be feeling kind of warm. And we're going to do a little warm up of our spine and our body here. We're going to flow through this a few times. This is how it goes. We're going to inhale. We're going to come up on the tiptoes. Exhale, bend into those knees. Inhale, come into your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do it again, 2 times. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, bend into those knees. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Notice how the hands and feet don't move. They stay in the same place, just the body. Inhale, lift on those tiptoes. Exhale, bend into those knees. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale breath. Lift that right leg high. Bring the right foot in between the hands. Drop that right knee down. Come into low lunge. Make adjustments as necessary, maybe bringing that right foot closer to the right edge. Bring the palms together, interlace. Kali Mudra. Forefinger pointing up toward our ceiling and just lean back like you're writing on the ceiling. Nice back bend. Release those hands, neutral spine. Curl the toes. Take the right foot back into plank. Lower down, nice and slow with control. Lift up, downward facing dog. You always have the choice to skip that vinyasa part. You can go right from plank to down dog. Yogi's choice. Inhale, left leg up. Left foot in between the hands. Draw that right knee down. Make those adjustments. Interlace the hands, forefingers pointing up. Lean back and breathe. Open up. Maybe open up that creativity, open up those resources. Come back to neutral spine. Come to plank. Lower down with control. Lift up and downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Know that your down dog can become child's pose. Lift that right leg high, bring the right foot in between the hands, start to lift up. Left heel is elevated. We come into our high crescent lunge. Frame that right foot, plant the left palm, open up your chest to the right side of your room, and come into a high lunge twist. Maybe gaze up at your right hand. Wiggle those fingers, rotate the wrists. If you've been typing on a computer, bring your right hand into the inside of your right foot. Either drop the left knee down, maybe keep it up, and start to move that right foot more to the right edge of your mat. You can stay here, you guys, or if you're looking for something just a little bit deeper, start to draw those forearms down to the mat. You even have the option to curl the toes and lift up that left knee. Wherever you may be, let's frame that right foot. Take the right foot back into plank, lower down, or go into downward facing dog. We'll meet you there. Couple of breaths. Inhale, left leg up. Bring that left foot in between the hands. Come up into our high lunge first. Get your bearings. Frame that left foot. Plant that right palm. Open the chest to the left side of your room. And lift up that left hand. Maybe rotate the wrist, wiggle the fingers, and bring your left hand onto the inside of that left foot. Draw that right knee down, left foot comes to the edge of your mat, maybe even turning the foot over and come down as low as you'd like. You always have that option to curl the toes of that right foot. Frame the left foot, take the left foot back to meet the right, and lower down with control. Push up and come back to downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Enjoy that rest and that stillness. Inhale, lift the right foot. Bend the right knee and let's open up that hip just for a couple of breaths. Right foot comes back to the center, right there in between the hands. Turn that left foot at an angle and come up with the hips tracking forward, coming into warrior one. Making sure we have a nice bend in that right knee. And we're gonna open up, coming into warrior two. That gaze is right there over the right fingertips. Bend that right elbow, lean over lightly for a side angle. If you want to go the no hands version, feel free to open up the right arm into the inside of the right leg. Come back to center, flip the right palm, and let's do a reverse warrior. Maybe feeling a little bit of tightness. You want to wrap that left arm around the waist. When you're ready, come back to warrior two. Drop that right palm down to the mat, just a little bit in front of your right foot. Start to bring the weight into the right foot. Come up on the tiptoe. Open up the hip and come into our half moon pose. You might want to lift your arm up. Nice little bend in that right knee. And let's use our core. Coming back, warrior two. Bring those hands down to the mat, come into plank. Lower down, again with control. Lifting up, or going right to downward facing dog. And then we're gonna take a couple of breaths here. Lift that left leg, bend the left knee. Open up for just a couple of breaths. And then bring that left foot in between your hands. Turning the right foot at an angle. Coming into warrior one. Opening up, warrior two. Bending that left elbow, lightly coming into our side angle. Supported or not. Use the core to come back to warrior two. Flip the left palm and reverse. Come back to center. Bring that left palm down to the mat, a little bit in front of the left foot. Start to bring the weight into, bring the weight into that left foot. You see I'm having some balance issues. Right palm on that right hip. Flex into that right foot. Maybe lift up, opening those hips to the right side of our room. Put a bend in that left knee. Use the core to transition back. Warrior two. Last vinyasa of our class. Coming to our plank. Lower down, everyone, for a wonderful treat. We're going to bring the arms out in front of us. And feet are going to be hip distance apart. Lift the hands, lift the feet. And breathe for Superman. Maybe take those arms out. Really get into that flying spirit. How you're going to fly through the rest of your day. And bring the hands back. Bring them under the shoulders. Push back into a nice child's pose. Bring those forearms down to the mat. Forehead to the mat. Or stack your hands to give you that support between the mat and your forehead. Now this is entirely up to you. You can take a few moments here, maybe as much time as you have to give it. You might want to do 5 minutes in child's pose. You may opt to go onto your back for Shavasana, but hopefully this little short sequence will really enhance your day. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful week. And with that, we seal our practice with Namaste. Bye, you guys. Until next time.